In this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tools on how to add massive value as a colleague. I'm Tanya Lacey, and this content is from our 2-day program, Influential Leadership. You can find out more at InfluentialLeadership.training. So, how to add value as a colleague. One of the biggest challenges that happens in companies is that people tippy-toe around giving feedback. And so I wanted to cut through in this video and just really help you to create what we call a feedback-ready culture. So a feedback-ready culture is all about at any time, any single person within the team, within the group, is ready to give or receive feedback. And this has to be set up properly by setting the context. And in our work, if you found other videos where I've been talking about connectology, connectology is where everyone in the team and in the group has set a context of it's okay to give each other feedback. And that has to be set by the leader. So it's the responsibility of the leader because, as we say at Influential Leadership, the success of the business is a reflection of the leadership. So the leader has to create the context where, hey guys, this is a feedback-ready environment. I'm happy to receive feedback and I'm going to give feedback. I'm happy for you to give feedback and I'd like for you to be able to receive it. And so by creating the safety that it's okay day in, day out to give feedback, that's how you create a feedback-ready environment or a feedback-ready culture. Then when it's time to do the formal performance reviews or the formal performance conversations, there actually should be no surprises because everything's live. You know, as things are occurring, hey, this worked, this didn't work, what could we improve? All of that is happening live. But before you can say to someone, hey, this works, this doesn't work, this is what you need to improve, before you do that, it's really, really important to have set the context to say, this is a feedback-ready environment, which means that I'm happy to receive feedback and I want to give feedback and vice versa. So this is really, really key. And if you think about a basketball team or a football team or a soccer team, it doesn't matter what the environment is. If you're wanting to improve, if you're wanting to grow and learn, it's really, really key to be able to take that feedback immediately. That's the foundation for a high-performing team. And some people who've been in a high-performing team come into a new environment and assume that it's like it, and it's not. It's really incumbent or reliant on the leader to have set that up in the first place and then for the team to keep it going. So, how do you dialogue? How do you have conversations about that give and receive feedback? Well, once again, it's about context. It's about setting it up and giving people warning. So a quick example is something that, I will kind of elaborate and exaggerate a little bit. I remember years ago wanting to give a CEO some feedback. I was the external mentor coach working with this executive. I got some feedback from the business and I really needed him to hear and really needed him to listen to what I had to say. So I basically said to him, look, I'd like to give you some feedback. And he's like, okay. So that basically gave him space and time to pause and kind of brace himself. And the feedback was pretty severe. So I actually said to him, and I'm about to hit you over the head with a baseball bat. Not literally, but as a metaphor. And he's like, whoa. So he was already braced for this big piece of insight or this big piece of information. And it was in him bracing himself, he was actually ready. So half the time, and think about it in your own life as well, half the time it's difficult to receive feedback or being critiqued is because it comes out of left field. There's no context set. The intention is perhaps rough. So this is the point of difference. So if you want to create a feedback-ready environment, it's really, really key to set context, to warn people, to say, listen, I'm going to give you some feedback and you might not like it. Or I'm going to give you some feedback and you're going to like this. So that they can kind of have those few seconds, those few moments to just adjust and get their mood ready to absorb it. And that absorption rate, the rate for them, the rate and the speed to which they can take it on is everything to do, or their receptiveness has got everything to do with how you set the context. So to summarise, high-performing teams are all about being feedback-ready environments. The power of the feedback is incumbent on, has a lot to do with the environment being set for being ready to receive feedback. And in the specific dialogue, when you actually give the feedback, that you prepare the person and you let them know, hey, I'm about to give you some feedback and you may not like it, or I'm about to give you some feedback and it's good, or I'm about to give you some feedback and, you know, it might be uncomfortable, or to ask them, may I give you some feedback? That gives them enough time to prepare themselves so that they can increase their receivability and actually hear you. I'm Tanya Lacey. I really hope that you enjoyed this quick video on how to, or the importance of creating a feedback-ready environment. This content comes from Influential Leadership Training. You can find out more at influentialleadership.training or check out the links on or around this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I really hope this has given you some tips and tools that are useful that you can use straight away in your business and in your team.